Hello everybody. Today we're going to be making some watercolor trees, and I'm going to use a special watercolor technique to put the colors in the leaves of these trees. And I'm starting off with a permanent marker. The reason that I'm using a permanent marker is so that when I add my water on top, my marker won't smear. So I'm starting off using my permanent marker to draw the tree trunks, some roots, and some branches for these trees. And I like to start with one line for the tree trunk and then make the roots and the branches curve off in a bunch of different directions. And maybe you can see that I'm making my roots and my branches split at the ends, making them come off and curve up towards the top in all different directions. I'm going to go ahead and draw a few different trees, and each one of these trees will get their own color combination when I get to coloring in the leaves with my watercolor paint. Once I'm finished drawing my tree trunks, tree branches, and roots with my permanent marker, it's time for me to use my watercolor paint to add on those colorful leaves. And I'm going to use my special watercolor technique here. So I'm starting with just water, no paint yet. I take some water on my paintbrush and I put a layer of water everywhere where I want the color to go. So everywhere where I want the leaves to go around these branches, I'm putting first a layer of just water. Now I add some water to my watercolor paint, and using small dots, I dip the paint into that wet area on my paper. And since there's already some water on the paper where I want these leaves to go, my paint is able to spread out and mix into the water. And when I add multiple colors, these colors will mix together and run together on their own and sort of do their own color mixing. I want to give each of my trees a different color combination in the leaves. So again, I'm first putting down a layer where I want these leaves to go of just water. So making sure I get a nice layer of water over those tree branches. Then I add some water to my paint, make sure I've got a brush that's loaded up with paint, and I dip the paint onto the paper where I've put that layer of water. And as I add more colors, the paint spreads out, it mixes through the water, and these colors blend together and mix together in their own way. For my next tree again, I'm putting down a layer of just water, so no color yet. Starting with just that water and painting the water wherever I want the colors to go. Then I load up my brush with the paint and I add small dots into that water, letting the colors spread out on their own. And for my final tree, I'm again going to pick a new set of colors for these leaves. Put down my layer of water, then load up my brush with the watercolor paint and dip that color into the wet area of my paper. And as I add more colors, we can see that these colors are mixing together and blending together on their own because the paper was already wet when I added the color.